let's keep this thing moving. Let's move on to another team involved in this deal, Phoenix Suns.
There was another team?
There's two other teams, Gil, we're going to talk about. Yeah, we're not. And that's the thing, man. Everybody's high on these Bucks. Like, we must have forgot. But the Suns have been one of the most active teams this offseason. You know, all this news, I think, made people forget that the Suns had landed Bradley Beal from the Wizards. And James Jones done a marvelous job filling out the rest of that roster on a shoestring budget. So in this deal, they now add more depth with Nurk, who's, let's be real, he's not Deandre Ayton's level, but gives him some different.
Whoa, Deandre Ayton's level, like as in what?
I'm just saying production-wise, but can get to that. You know, he's still a solid
But
pickup.
does he quit?
He does not any cheaper.
That's my Arizona guy, but at the end of the day, we're talking about heart. Does Nurkic have heart?
Yeah, cheaper, older.
But does he have heart? Is he gonna fake injuries or back out when? No.
Damn.
So let's keep. Then that was a good trade.
Some Arizona beef cracking.
No, it ain't even about that. It's reality, right? You know, in the playoffs they need you, and you can't go because Jokic is out there having a ball. Nah.
And just to be fair and be real, Jokic just had a ball on Nurk too throughout their career. I think he averaged a triple-double on them last year, like 27, 10, and 10 in their head-to-head meeting. But you're not, that's beside the point. That's just standard. That's standard jokering.
But did he quit though?
He got heart though. He took it like a G. But they added Nurk, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson to go along with KD, D-Book, and the Bill Big Three. Do you like this trade for the Suns?
Yeah, I think it gives them some pieces that we were questioning. It gives them a little bit more defense, a little bit more toughness, especially with, Grayson down there. Nurkic is going to do what he's going to do. The other person, he ain't even,
No.
Not yet. But, it gives them a little bit more wiggle room where they can, pull small lineups, put big lineups where you can put KD, at the 5 and Grayson Allen at the, the 3 or the 2, however you want to do it. So you can really get, creative and not really lose much.
Yeah, when you talk about a guy like Grayson Allen, was the starter with the Bucks last season, will probably shift to a bench role with this Sun squad. But it seems like they've now addressed some of those issues. Because when that deal first happened for Bradley Beal, it's like, all right, at the top, y'all got a squad, right? But the rest of that bench, a little shaky now. But they've seemed to tighten that up a little bit, and some good young guys that have the potential now to develop, and will be able to do that with 3 amazing players in KD, D-Book, and Brad Beal to kind of shoulder that load and shoulder the burden. So, when you look at this Sun squad, they've completely revamped the roster from the team they got smacked by the Nuggets in the conference semis. But chemistry is always an issue with any team, especially a team like this now where you got 3 big personalities that are used to getting buckets. So how long will it take this new look Sun squad to build that necessary chemistry?
Well, it ain't 3 personalities, right? It's just 3 bucket getters. Right?
3 but they're 3 different human beings. They all have their wants and needs as basketball players.
And and this is why names and what you did before narratives kills me, right? Where you got Beal, he's used to doing this. People adapt, players adapt. That's what made them great. When you get to the NBA, for the most part, you had to adapt to different situations to get there. So the illusion that players can't adapt, like Beal knows when he gets there, his role ain't the same as it was then, right? So he will have to play more of a point guard. They're going to do what it takes for their games to all shine, right? You have 3 elite scores, right? It's like when Steph, Clay, and Curry was together.
Steph, Clay, and KD, you mean?
Yeah, Steph, KD.
Yeah, I got you. I got your back.
When those 3 were together, right? When you have 3 guys who can put that ball in the basket, it becomes a whole nother entity, right? So with those 3 meshing, vibing, they spent a lot of the summer together, to get that chemistry, to bring each other, up to speed. So I don't see any problems, right? It'd be some hiccups here and there, who gets the ball at the end. You're still gonna have that problem, but that's a good problem because you got three guys who know how to do that. If I have, Kobe, Jordan, and let's say Paul Pierce, on the court together, and I got to take the last shot, right? Whoever get that shit, I'm happy with. I'm happy with whoever gets it, right? If I drop a play for Jordan and Kobe gets it, I'm not gonna be like, oh, god damn. No, right? And that's a problem where, hey, how about this? Run around in a circle, whoever get it, shoot it, we good.
Yeah. And to your point, Bill had a role with the Wizards. I think it'll be completely different now with the Suns. We got to interview Bradley, earlier last season, and just could see a little bit of his frustration with that situation. I mean, I think he loved the city, loved the team, but they weren't going in the direction that he was looking to go in. Kind of similarly to Dame in his situation in Portland. Now he gets the opportunity to play with two high-level elite guys, two superstars, and that's always exciting because now you don't have to have as much pressure and strain on you. He kind of just gets to relax and operate in the flow. So I'm sure his scoring will go down, but I think his efficiency will improve significantly because now they don't have the ability, other teams, to double team him.
You have three guys, right, that want to win, right? When you're talking about legacy, right? Bill feels that he's been cheated out of how good he is, because of where he's been. So he has something to prove. Booker is the same way, man. Y'all ain't been respecting my gangster over here. He got something to prove. KD's like, shit, y'all keep talking about I ain't this good, I ain't this great because I'm doing. He got something to prove. So you got three people who want to win. They need to win, right? So they are sacrificing. And I know they sitting back there like, wait, y'all got them? Y'all think they gonna win the championship? I bet, right? So I didn't even think about them when we talking about Denver.
So let's talk about their big three. KD, D-Book, Bill big three versus the Dame, Giannis, Chris Middleton big three. Between those two big threes, which one do you like the most?
It's different.
I know.
It's a different big three, right? You got because it's hard because you have Giannis, right? And what he do, you can't teach. Go hard, right? Right? Go. It's that old school, preaching. Yeah, hey, just go out there and play hard. But he actually plays smart, right? When people used to say that, I'd be like, what? Just run out there with our chicken head, with our heads cut off like a chicken? No. Play hard and play smart. I don't just need you to go out there just playing hard, right? Giannis plays so hard, it just brings the level of the game up. And those three versus those three, it's wings. And how do you stop Giannis? KD got to start Giannis, right? It's one of those. I don't like that one.
You don't got to answer.
I'm gonna just be the guy that tells the truth. I don't like it. You're not gonna force me. Hey, you're not gonna force me to pick. I don't like it because both of them got advantages, and no.
Well, this is No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. You the boss. I'm merely just a host. A host has no name. I'm just here to ask the questions. You answer them how you see fit. So Nuggets are still the favorite to come out of the West, but the Suns are right behind them. We talked about the Bucks versus the Nuggets, but do the Suns have enough to pose a threat to Joker in this Nugget squad?
I think so. Denver didn't make any moves that they needed to increase, and I hate when championship teams do that, where you think you're good enough to repeat, right? Bulls did it. Teams that, but you still got to add something. You still got to to do something to elevate, right? No one seen you coming, right? Now they do see you, right? They see you now, so you have to add another piece that they didn't see coming. Suns did. So I will favor Suns over Denver. And I just think, Jokic is going to have to play Jokic basketball ×2 to get over this type of talent now. There was no Beal last time you played him, right? So, that's another element that you got to account for.
But they still got to come get that Joker work too. So
you got to remember, there's no Chris Paul versus Murray. That's Beal versus Murray now. And Murray's not even a Beal type, but he is a great asset at what he does, right? He's a gamer. He hits big shots. He knows how to play that game, right? He's just a different animal himself. Like he reminds me of more of the, myself, but that Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. Like he good in regular season, but man, Murray in the playoffs is a different player too.
Yeah.
Right. And but you do have Beal. And we don't know what high-level Beal in the playoffs look like.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we're going to see.
Yeah, it ain't Chris, but remember, it ain't a hurt Chris Paul. This is a healthy 6'5", 6'6" Bradley Beal, that you have to guard, and that's guarding you. So that's what I'm saying. So that's a different beast Denver didn't see.
Yeah. So I know it's going to be exciting. NBA is fantastic. It's going to be a good year.
Woo.
We was waiting on this Dame thing. We was all getting a little nervous. Obviously, you still got Harden in that situation we'll get to down the road. But let's talk about the last team in this deal. But we'll say least just in this particular situation based on how it's going to shape out. Portland Trail Blazers. So Blazers never got the deal they were looking for from the Heat. So they made their next move, their best move. Shipped Dame over to the Bucks. Got a nice haul. Had to give up a lot to the Bucks and Suns, but got, I think, a lot good in return. So, but Gil, got to ask you, did the Blazers get enough for Damian Lillard?
What did they give up?
So it's hard to break it down because of all the other pieces, but in terms of Dame, you get Drew Holiday, 2029 unprotected first-round pick from the Bucks, 2 pick swaps, which I believe are – but this is down the road now with this Bucks squad, so there's no telling in the next 6 years where these Bucks are going to be. Dame is going to be 40 at that point. Giannis is going to be older. Who knows if he's still going to be there, just as things shake. So getting that unprotected pick and the pick swaps, there's a potential there. And there's also potential that the Bucks are
pick
still dominant.
What is this? This sounds like how the Lakers got Magic. When I hear shit like that, pick swaps, like, is that how they got Magic and Worthy?
That's how they got Worthy. I think from the Cavs owner was crazy as shit. And
Magic too. Didn't Magic get there by some Cirque Soleil, trick, number 1 pick type of deals?
Janky coin flip. I need to see the coin. I need to see the coin that was flipped.
Yeah, but that's
for
what I'm
Magic.
saying. So there's gonna be some hidden shit. Number 1 pick. I done sold 3 of my children to you, and I get the first. Come on, man. Pick swaps. What the? That's that jankiness.
Yeah, but in terms of but moving Nurk as well, some of those young guys too. Now getting DeAndre Ayton, built a solid core. So do you think they got enough for Dame?
I think they got exactly what they needed. They got young pieces. They got a young big that can fit with the young nucleus they got. They got some trick stuff up in the future. By the time these players actually start getting into their prime, you're talking about 2026, so the 4 or 5 years from now, most of these guys will be 26, 27, 28. And then, if they can get one of those secret number 1, number 2 picks, I think they're gonna be a team to look out for
down the road.
Down the road.
When it comes to cannabis, you want a product that strikes just the right mood. Mood is an online dispensary that features a variety of products tailored to set your mood. Their variety of product lines like Energize, Euphoric, and Chill help you get in the right mood for whatever your day has in store. This is a THC product you can trust. Mood puts an end to guessing games with federally legal forms of THC extracted from hemp plants. All their products are regularly third-party tested in Drug Enforcement Agency registered labs, sourced from small family farms and grown organically. However you like to take THC, Mood has you covered. Great for both beginner and veteran users. Great taste in gummies, classic flower, convenient pre-rolls, and so much more. So go choose the Mood that's right for you. Order your THC products from Mood today. Go to hellomood.com and use promo code NOCHILL for 20% off your first order and free gummy. That's hellomood.com, promo code NOCHILL for 20% off your order and free gummies. Enjoy. The last question I have for you, your Arizona brethren, who you were a little, you had a little bit of smoke for, but what does Deandre Ayton bring to this Blazer squad now? Tough situation in Phoenix, didn't get along with Monty Williams. Obviously, Frank Vogel now had some issues with the organization, tried to go to the Pacers. The Suns matched that deal. Now, he's in Portland. He's got the opportunity to have a stronger role with the team. What is he going to bring to this Blazer squad?
I think the one thing he's going to bring is joy. You're going to have a guy who is positive about playing the game. Right, if he didn't get along with Monty, that means when he was playing the game, he wasn't happy. Right, him being in a situation where the ideal of I need to be an option is there. So I think you're gonna be you're gonna see a guy who is finally in a situation in his mind where he gets to show people what he can do. Right, so I think from that standpoint, he's gonna be a happier version of himself than he has been in a while. But at the end of the day, yesterday, news doesn't change the last 5 months. What have you been doing for the last 5 months, right? Because that's very important. If the last 5 months, if you was training on the things that you did in that situation, right? Ducking in, doing all this stuff. And now they're going to be giving you the ball with your back to the basket where we're saying, no, we're going to feed you, big man. And you ain't been doing that for 5 months. It doesn't turn over. A lot of people don't understand when I say stuff like that. There's been 6 months in the summer, 5 months. What have you been doing for the 5 months? Have you been working on improving your whole game as a whole game? Or you been just working on how you get the ball in situations there? Because I remember, if you remember when we did, you wasn't around, we did Josh Hart. Josh Hart said he spent the whole summer with the ball in his hands, working on pick and rolls, working on getting downhill, right? And then Frank Vogel came, right? And then he said, oh yeah, we're gonna make you a corner shooter. And he said, I didn't work on no spot shooting. That was one thing I didn't do. Like, Luke Walton said, I'm gonna have the ball. I'm gonna be coming down. I'm gonna be more pick and roll style, making plays. And I spent the whole summer doing that. Didn't work on spot shooting. He's telling me I'm a spot shooter, so it feels like I didn't do nothing in the summer.
Yep.
That's what happens.
That game is a game. Well, hopefully for Deandre Ayton's sake, he was preparing for this type of situation. I think his name has been mentioned kind of in trade reports before, so I don't know how much he knew he was in the Suns' long-term plan. So hopefully he got his mind right. But it's going to be exciting to see, obviously the Bucks and the Suns and the rest of the league and how these squads perform now. Dame is a member of the Milwaukee Bucks. Gil, you are officially a Bucks fan. City of Milwaukee. Rejoice, embrace this man with open arms. He got the pass from Marcus Johnson. He got the pass from Brandon Jennings, Bucks fans. So please let Gil.
Dame.
You and Giannis got to mend some fences. You had some things to say about him spending bread on Hakeem. But it's all good.
I'm still mad that he actually went out there and spent $50,000.
It ain't nothing to him. That ain't nothing to work with Hakeem. Gil, people that spend $50K on bottle service. It's all good.
No, what I'm saying is, like, it ain't about Hakeem charging $50,000. It's the idea, like him going there to just go through a workout. Cool, but don't say you're gonna go learn Hakeem's stuff. No, just say Hakeem name is working you out. But, saying you're going to go learn footwork from a guy in 5 days, what he was great at, that's not how training works, right? If I go to algebra class and I spend a week in algebra class, right? I'm not an algebra expert for the rest of the year. But
you're going to learn some.
No, you're not. For 5 hours in the whole week, you're going to learn. What you going to learn?
It's
nothing.
This is some old school African Nigerian love, though.
But I can tell
you, a Greco-Nigerian and a traditional Nigerian. They're just trying to come together, Gil.
I'm gonna tell you what happens. This is what happens with shit like this. You work out, you go, your confidence. Remember, he's working out by himself. No defense, not whatsoever. All this shit is shadow boxing. Shadow boxing, right? Obviously, we know shadow boxing is not real boxing because when you get hit, all that shadow shit went out the window. Everything you
shadows don't punch back.
All that shit you thought you was gonna do went out the window. Same thing in basketball and sports. All the moves you're doing by yourself with no contact, with no real defenders. When it happens in the real game and you try to move and it gets stopped or you get called for a travel, what ends up happening is you say, it's gone. It's gone, and I'm gonna go back to what I normally do. Y'all remember James? You remember James Harden, right? You remember James Harden worked on that one-legged three. Remember the one-legged three?
I do remember.
He worked on it all summer. The man took damn near 10,000 shots of the one-legged preseason. He didn't like the percentage he was shooting at. We've never seen it again. And he had 10,000 reps of that. And we didn't see it again. So imagine you go out there working on a move for a week. You think you're gonna be great at that? Come on, man. Y'all need to stop.
What?
If Giannis wanted the dream experience and really wanted to improve his back to the basket, he would have been as soon as the season. This is how training works. Soon as the season is over, I would have checked into Hakeem school and spent the last 5 months working with him day in and day out, working on my move. So it becomes a actual habit. Just because I work on a move 100 times in the summer, that is not a habit.
That's
you
right.
have to put weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and months for it to translate. Whatever they worked on, it won't translate, trust me. It didn't translate for the other 98 goddamn bigs that tried to go there.
You getting the Giannis smoke, the NASA's gonna be looking for us when we pull. I'm just saying.
It ain't about Giannis or not. It's the idea. If you wanna improve your skill, you need 5-6 months of it to dial it in, to go through the trials and tribulations of the move before you can put it in real time. Because whatever you're learning this week, once you put it in real time and you got all these different type of defenders and it's not successful, you throw it out the window. I'll worry about it in the summer again. And then you're gonna go back to the same Euro step and go back to what you are great at. That's how it works. Well, I've been doing this shit for a long time. I trained myself. So I know how I trained the move for 2 weeks and then tried to use it in the game and shit didn't work out. No, I got to use the move. I got to train it, then tell the players in practice, whoever's guarding me, hey, I'm about to do the spin on you. Stop me if you can. Because I want him to know what I'm doing so he has the advantage so I can see if it actually works in real life.
That's real.
This is what I do. I don't just look at shit and laugh. Even though there's a 13-minute video with Hakeem teaching JaVale and Amari. Real shit. The first move, 4 straight minutes, right? JaVale did the move 8 times. He traveled 7 of them. 50,000. 50,000 travel. But that's the shit I'm talking about. 8 moves, 7 travels. There's a problem.
That's the issue. But this has been another episode of No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. We'll see how the rest of this season plays out for the Bucks, for Giannis, for Hakeem, and that 50K if we see if he is worth it. But it's been another episode of No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. We'll be back with more very soon.
Let's go Bucks! And Suns.